Hello everyone, my name is Mila. Welcome back to Alexandrian Archives. I hope you enjoy your stay. Today we're doing a little bit of a different video that I've only seen go around on TikTok. So there's this TikTok trend for Booktok, which is convincing you to read favorite books based on the first line. So I just wanted to take a couple. Some of these I haven't read, some of these I have read. 1, 2, 3. So 3 I've read, 1 I'm reading, 3 I haven't read. So we're all in this together. We'll figure it out as we go along. So the first one is, I will read you the first line. Let's do this. A little crinkle, The citadel of Troyzen, where the palace stands, was built by giants before anyone remembers. If that doesn't pique your interest, I don't know what will. The King Must Die by Mary Renaud. This is a retelling of the legend of Theseus and the Minotaur, or Minotaur, however you want to call it. This is an image of, I believe, oh god, Minoan or Mycenaean? I don't remember. I believe it's Mycenaean. Usually there's info about the cover somewhere. Somewhere there's info about the cover. Alas, we do not have. I believe it's Minoan. I'm kind of scared, actually, to say what it is. Not gonna lie. Anyways. Oh gosh. I believe it's Minoan. I want to say, or is it Mycenaean? Bull jumping. Minoan! I was right. Minoan bull jumping. We don't know a lot about this. We just know that there's, evidence, artistic evidence on the walls. So, yeah. It's usually the women that jump over the bulls. So, yeah. King Must Die by Mary Renaud. Then we have In Athens, they call me Aphrodite now. I'll read you the next ones just for fun. In Babylon, they call me Ishtar. But in the first days, I had only one name, Inanna. And that is Inanna by Emily H. Wilson, the June book club pick of the June book club pick. So, very excited to read this. If you're into Mesopotamian mythology retellings, recommend you pick this up. If you're into mythology retellings in general, recommend you pick this up. Next, we have one that I haven't read. So, we will discover what the first sentence is together. I was gathering mussels on Slipstone Island when I saw the dragon. And that is To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monoquill Blackgoose. This is about an indigenous girl who bonds with a dragon and has to enter into a colonizer-run academy in order to train the dragon. And she is, thrust into this colonizer, run school when her own people, the indigenous people, have very different views of the dragon. So, yeah. There we go. And she has to deal with the, colonizer thought process in regards to the dragon. So, very relevant nowadays. We'll be updating you guys on how this goes. The next one is one that I'm reading, actually. It doesn't give much, so I might read the second. Oh no, okay, we're good. You guys ready for this? It is a strange thing to think that the end of the empire of the wolf and all the death and devastation that came with it traced its long roots back to the tiny and insignificant village of Rome. And that, my dear friends, is The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. Reagan from Peruse Project and Elliot from Elliot Brooks, or L, have been raving about this series for so long, and I had actually received the books from the publisher. Thank you, Orbit. You guys are filling up my bookshelves with no end insight. Except when I obviously don't request the books. But I started this via audiobook. Highly recommend. I'm very picky with single narrator audiobooks, and I believe the best one that I have listened to in all the times that I've been listening to audiobooks is The Hobbit, which was narrated by Andy Serkis, at least the version that I listened to. That was phenomenal. He did a phenomenal job with all the voices. You wouldn't even be able to tell that it was one person. So highly recommend the audiobook. I'm very picky with single narrators, as I said. I do love when there's a full cast, but I think the voice that they picked for this book was pretty good. I do believe it's narrated by a woman. So, as far as yes, it is narrated by a woman, but very, very nice. Interesting. You wonder what's gonna happen in Rill, and it just entices you. And the next one is one that I have read. When my owl landed on my shoulder, I knew heartbreak was not far behind. Okay, I'll redo the next two sentences because the writing in this book is phenomenal. It was not that twilight tasted different, though on my tongue the humid spring air had the bitterness of snowfall. It was that, even this deep in the Russian forest, dusk bled into the light with infuriating leisure. Leisure? Leisure. I'm gonna leave it at that. The Witch and the Tsar by Lisa Selnikova Gilmore. You guys know that in every rec video I will find a way to insert this book because I need people to read this. I need you guys to please read this. I beg you to please read this. This was phenomenal. It is a standalone novel about Baba Yaga as she grows into the figure we know her as, except she's not exactly malevolent, malaligned witch. She is a half goddess in this, and this is set during the reign of Ivan the Terrible. It's so good. The writing is so lush. The setting is so, oh my gosh, it's so good. I cannot stress enough how good this is. I need you guys to read it. Please, 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 please. The next one is, I actually don't own the next two, so I'm gonna look at my computer. If you guys don't mind, because I wrote the lines down. The next one is I Am Dangling, and it is only my father's blood-slicked grip around my wrist that stops me from falling. And that, ladies and gentlemen, friends, is The Will of the Many by James Islington? I still don't know how to pronounce his last name. Whoopsies. I read this book. I thought it was fantastic. I had such a blast. It is a thick book. It is a big book, but it was so good, and I really, really need the second book. After that ending, I need the second book. And the last book that I would like to convince you to read is, here's the first line. When Anya woke on a drizzling early autumn morning, she had no idea that she was about to meet the god of the dead. And that is another book I try to push into every recommendation video that I film because it is so good and I need more people to read it. Cry of the Firebird by Amy Kriver-Layden. You guys don't understand. If you wanted Six of Crows and Chatter and Bone, but adult, with more mature characters, and the same amount of like found family and mystery and adventure and action and fantasy, I need you guys to read this book, please. Grishaverse fans, I beg you, this is a finished trilogy, and I need you guys to please read this, please. I beg you, because it is so good. And that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I have convinced some of you to read some of these books based on the first line. And that is it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below. Follow me on all my socials. And I will see you in the next one. Happy reading!